What's up, y'all? This is Corey with Final Notice Media, and in celebration of it being the 1st of October, I went ahead and watched a couple of movies that are supposed to be like suspenseful horror-ish type scary movies that are on Netflix. And yeah, that's what we did at Stream It Just.
Just stream it, stream it, just stream it.
Alright, so this will be a little fast fire type of movie review. I got 3 movies. These are all going to be non-spoilers as much as I can. No hard spoilers, at least. So the first movie that I watched was, we'll start off with The Witch, and released to Netflix a couple days ago. So this movie was not too spectacular. It's about a family in the, I want to say it was maybe 1500s, 1630-ish would be the time period. And it's basically goes about witchcraft, black magic, and possession, and things of that nature. And don't let that fool you, though, because there's a lot of not that in the movie, too. It basically starts off within the first 5 minutes, they kill a baby, and you get to see an old, saggy lady, like basically kind of crushing up the baby in a mortal and pestle, but you don't actually see it. It's just like it shows her naked body from behind, and then she's like rubs it on her, and then you have about 50 minutes of like kind of dialogue and sort of story building, and like trying to make tension within the family. And I don't know, man. The best thing about this movie was the acting, because they did a good job. Had it be believable. It didn't. There wasn't any parts in the movie where I was like, "Oh, that was pretty bad," or that line got delivered poorly. Everything landed pretty well. But man, there was a lot of nothing going on, and it only really kicks off about 20 minutes to the end of the movie. So there's a lot of nothing, and I find myself kind of hitting the forward button on the controller to kind of skim through it to hurry it along, because the tension that they were trying to build on it just really didn't work for me anyway. I think you would like this movie if like you hang out in coffee shops a lot, but you also have a Book of Satan. So it's kind of maybe a niche. I'm surprised seeing that it's a 6.8 for the reviews, because I'd give this like a 3. I wouldn't. I'd have to know you to recommend this movie. Like, I have like 2 people in my life that I would be like, oh yeah, you would like The Witch. Why don't you watch it? And other than that, I wouldn't recommend it to anybody else. There's like, maybe 3 good scenes in the movie that were compelling to me. Other than that, there really wasn't much. They have 5 kids. Their newborn son mysteriously vanishes. Not really. And their crops are failing, and the family turns on each other. The witch is chilling, portrait of a family unrevealing of their own sins, leaving them prey for an unconceivable evil. Not really. It's more boring than just those 3 sentences. So, well, good for them. The budget was only $3.5 million, and they made a whopping $25 million. So they made a lot of money off the movie, at least. So kudos to the production staff. Definitely made some money. We'll see more movies from him. If he's going to make movies that make that kind of money, then we'll see more from him. I wouldn't mind catching a few more. It had pieces that it could have been really good. And then, so after I watched The Witch, I was like, okay, let's watch Hold the Dark. Someone that I know said Hold the Dark was very good, and it just came out within like the last 2 days. So it's super new. It's so new I didn't even get a chance to put it on the video that I did yesterday, because they released it during editing. So, yeah, that's cool. Hold the Dark, see, 5.8. 5.8. I wouldn't give it a 5.8. I wouldn't give it a 5. I'd give it like a 6, and that's only because I'm really keen on cinematography and like angle shooting and having really good camera work, and this is what this movie has more than anything else, unfortunately. Like the storyline, it moves. The pacing of the movie isn't great. I feel like it had about 7 acts instead of like the normal 3. I know some directors like to add another act in there and kind of throw everything off, but Yeah, it was long too. That's something else about this movie. Is I want to say the runtime was like over 2 hours when it didn't need to be a 2 hour movie. It would have done. I think I would have liked it a lot more if they would have cut out about 40 minutes of the movie, and just gone on with a couple of the main points. And I might give this movie a second watch later. I'm glad I saw it one time, and that was enough for me right now. Maybe in a couple of weeks I'll give it another watch and see, because it's very atmospheric. It's very eerie. Like the whole time you're watching it, you feel unease. So kudos for the director for doing that. That was nice. I like when movies do that. It makes you feel uncomfortable on purpose. I wish there was better things to say about it. There's really not. I'll watch it again and see if maybe I change my mind on it. But let's see. Jeremy, Mr. Director Man, who's really good. Oh, okay. Murder Party and Green Room were both good movies. Blue Ruin I haven't seen yet. Maybe I'll have to look that up. So that's actually surprising. Green Room, Murder Party, both directed by the same person. Both of those are good. I recommend both of those movies. Interesting. Those were kind of smaller budget movies though, and this is like a lot bigger scale. So maybe he was trying to do a little something different with his storytelling. Interesting. He's a good director. This is the only movie that so far that I've seen that I haven't cared for too much. But so this is a one-time watch. I'm gonna give it a 6, just because I really liked the way it was shot and how it presented to, and how it made you feel a particular way as you were watching the movie. If you didn't hold it off, it would have just been a mediocre 5. But yeah, I was hoping it would be better. And so for the next movie is The Ritual, and this is the one that I actually enjoyed. I watched it a while ago. I believe it came out in February, and then I gave it another watch today, back to back to back, and I liked it the second time even more. So the acting is good in it. I like this. This is very good. A group of college friends unite for a trip to the forest, but encounter a menacing presence in the woods that's stalking them. It should be haunted by their close friend's murder. The group unites to go on a trip that their murdered friend wanted to go on, but never got the chance. And as they're going, one of them hurts their leg, and they have to cut through the woods to try to create a kind of shortcut. Anyone who goes out knows you just don't go in the woods. That's where you go to die. But there's a lot of different stuff going on. There's like a group of crazies. There's paranormal activity that's happening, and there's an actual monster in the movie, which I like that a lot. Like, I'm a big fan of like the Jurassic Parks and Jaws and things like that, where you actually have a monster in the movie. And a lot of movies lately have kind of gotten away from that. But it was very cool. I liked the lore behind the monster that was in it. That was really cool too. There's a lot of good things about it. Like let's look at some of the photos here. So they have they're out in the woods. This was a great scene where this photo was taken. See, this is their friend who passed away. The reason that they're on that trip. It's funny that the synopsis for this movie was so short, and it didn't really say much when there's so much that could have been said about it. So that's them. They're lost. They're talking in the bar before they go, and the woods. Yeah, the feeling that you get in this movie, and being in the woods is very claustrophobic. They did a super good job with it, and like as you can see, like you just have this little clearing, and then it's packed. Like this is what it's like out in the wilderness. Like you can't see more than like 20 feet in front of you, just because it's the shrubbery is so strong, and the way these trees grow, it was very, very cool. So there's that. Oh yes, that's a very good scene too, for the paranormal stuff that I'm talking about. But yeah, look at these shots. These shots were done very, very well. I enjoy them a lot. Kind of let you know, gives you that wide camera angle shots that they're so far out in the middle of nowhere. So it's a good movie. I recommend The Ritual. The Ritual is a 7 out of 10 for me. Watched it twice. I would not mind watching it again. If one of my friends said, hey, you want to watch a movie? It's October. And I'd be like, yeah, let's watch The Ritual. Have you not seen that? So that's why I would go here, folks. So The Witch, if you're emo and you hang out in coffee shops and you have a copy of the Satanic Bible, you'll probably like that. The Ritual, I think a lot of people would like The Ritual. Recommend it, absolutely. And then Hold the Dark. You have to be a moviegoer to come away from that movie and liking it. Like, I have mixed feelings about it. I appreciate it though. The work that was put into the movie was really good. But I'm gonna give that another watch and see if it kind of changes my mind. Maybe pick some stuff up because it wasn't. I didn't feel rewarded when the movie was over. It was a big downer movie, and it kind of left you like, what? Wait a second. Why? What's going on? And it left a lot of questions. And sometimes that's good, but for how like ominous the movie's presence made you feel, to have it end and not feel any type of like reward out of watching, putting so much time into watching it, it just didn't, left kind of a sour taste in my mouth, to be honest. But that's that, and if you made it to the end, thank you, I appreciate it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all the good, crazy stuff. Run naked, screaming my name, tattoo on the face. It's all good in the hood. It's how we go. And look forward to talking to you soon. Thank you very much.
Stream it with the solo in the back.